Yo fam, it's Black Hippie here, and today I want to talk about the importance of randomizing your snake feedings and pretty much like how it can make them happier, right? When I say happier, it's just, it's more enriching for them. And also we're gonna be feeding my two boas here, Bowie and Kiki, my boa imperators. One's an albino, the other's a jungle. And so we're gonna be feeding them and also just taking a little look here at my Brazilian Rainbow Boa Skittles. Tap in. This is my ball python. I'm just kidding. This is my Brazilian Rainbow Boa. She's in a ball because she is get shy sometimes whenever I bring her out. I recently tried to bring out my ball python, but he was in the shed, so I had to put him back up. So instead, I decided to bring out Skittles here. So today, back to what I was trying to talk about, was just the importance of randomizing your feedings. Essentially what I'm saying is to not feed your snakes like the same day, the same time, because what it does, it kind of robs them of their natural instincts a little bit, to a degree. Like, they're just gonna be kind of lazy and they'll just be expecting it. And so one of the cool things about like randomizing their feedings is that, it's something, it gives them something to look for. So they're not just expecting it, right? So the day that they're typically would be expecting it, like they're gonna be like, oh, where's my food? You know what I'm saying? And so my two boas here, I typically would feed them once a week, but now I've been kind of playing around with like between 10 and 14 days. And so I kind of oscillate, I change it up between 10 to 14 days. And so what I'll do is, the beginning of each month, I'll schedule out when I want to do their feedings, just so that way I'm able to document it. Because you never want to like lose count, or you know what I'm saying? Because then, I'm not saying to do that, just like, oh, I'll feed whenever I want to. Not like that. It's just, just make sure that they're spaced out and done randomly. Don't always feed in the morning. Feed maybe in the morning this time. Maybe the next time feed in the afternoon or nighttime. You get the point. So yeah, when you do that, what it does is it allows them to kind of like go into hunt mode. I find it like when they go in hunt mode, and they're successful. So once they finally get their food, right? They get like a dopamine shot. And so that's the same thing for us humans. Like when we're rewarded with something, it's like your brain kind of gets like a hit of happiness, right? So same thing for snakes. When they find shelter, they also sometimes get that hit of dopamine, which is that same kind of thing. Like, so when people say like, can my snake ever be happy? Like, these are the ways that your snake can technically be happy, So it's what they say, it's called enrichment, right? So it's enriching for you, or it's enriching for your snake for you to change up the feeding times. I swear, like, she gets blacker. It's crazy. Like, she's being like a black purple with like each shed, but like still maintaining that orange, but like the dark side. It's pretty cool. Haven't seen that many like that. Okay, she's coming out. So this is what they do. So kind of be in that ball, and then they'll feel a little more comfortable, and then she'll start wanting to go. There are times before like where she will do this and she just goes quick. I have to like cautiously catch her. But anyways, so another good thing about like not feeding your snakes like the same time, the same day, is that I noticed that like when I would do that, my boas for that whole day, even like the day before that, they were like ready to bite anything that would go into that enclosure. So I figured like just, ever since I've been doing it more random, like you'll see their heads like poked out, but they're not on that hunger, they're not expecting it, you know what I'm saying? So it's just a little bit of a different situation. I noticed that anytime, like I said, since I've been doing it more random, and if I put my hand into that enclosure, they go into retreat, versus before, if it was a day, like the day before, like their typical feeding day, or the exact feeding day, like that 48-hour period, they were ready to bite anything that would go into that enclosure. So I would always have to take a hook and gently tap their nose and then they would go into that retreat mode. And then that's like when I would scoop them up. I never will ever try to scoop them up when their heads are out poked in that hunger type of way. You'll know it when you see it. But yeah, so, you know, that's what they call like hook training, or like the tap method. You can do that if that's what you want. But I just realized over time that when you make it more random, they're just not on such high alert. Why it's great to kind of also randomize it is like whenever I do maintenance, right? If it's especially if it was like a day before, or like once again like that 48-hour window, like when they're expecting to eat, you know, if they pooped or something like that, you know, you have to go in there and clean it up. Like they were ready. I also felt ready to like strike. So, you know, it would just make me a little bit more nervous in the sense of like whenever I had to clean up after them. And so my whole point is just like randomizing it has like eliminated even that. So once again, like they just go into retreat because they know that it's not food. Like they can smell it's not food. But you know, so now they're more relying on like the smell and taste of food rather than just like being conditioned to expect food. And I think that's the difference there. Is, you know, you're just automatically expecting it, so you're gonna be on food alert, right? Versus like if you're not expecting it, you're just kind of you're hunting, you're looking for it, but it's a certain smell or taste that you're waiting for. And I think that's the difference. And I think it's very important. And I honestly, I swear, that's why I felt a lot of the times like when I put my hand in my enclosures, my snakes don't bite me. Not even just like from a defensive standpoint. I mean, that's a different thing, but a food strike is very different from a defensive bite. So just be cautious of that, and make sure you use tongs. I do see a lot of people using their hands, even like retics and Burmese, and you guys are bold. I will say that. No judgment here at all. Not do what you want to do, but just for you other new peoples, you looking at those other people doing that, just be careful because like I said, those bites are very different than your typical defensive bite. So anyways, we're also doing a feeding today. We're gonna be feeding my boas down here. So let's go ahead with the feeding and I'll see you guys on the other side. You guys just saw it, that was intense. They both smacked it down really quick. And this is why I say, like, you know, it's always great to, you know, randomize their food just so they're not in that hunger strike, because you just saw how fast they can tag their food and they wrap up. So she's gonna be eating, I think, I'm gonna feed her tomorrow. So I'll be feeding her tomorrow in the morning or in the afternoon. Did I feed her at nighttime? I think last time I fed her was at nighttime, so change it up for her. But yeah, she's doing really well. You know, there you go. Yeah, I was like really nervous at first of ever getting one of these, just because of their requirements and whatnot. But honestly, they're really not bad. If you have like the right setup, they're really not bad at all. And they're really cool snakes. Beautiful. I mean, just very interesting, adventurous. I would not say aggressive or, you know, defensive at all. Way more shy. Kind of reminds me of like your typical ball python in that regard. But there you go, you can see it. That's what I was saying, like the black. You're seeing like a lot of that black on her. It's really cool. I like it. It kind of looks like purple when you look into it the light. It's like black purple, but we like purp. So anywho, that does it, fam. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys, you know, learned something kind of cool today. Because I know I did. Like, this is research. These things that I came across, you know, within the past like 2 months, past month and a half or so. And so it's definitely, I've seen the difference within just my collection. So I'm sure you'll definitely see it within yours. And so, yeah, that does it. I hope you guys have a great day, great night, wherever you're at. You know, remain being the awesome peoples that you are. And until next time, Black Hippie out. Peace.